Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
Mayor, I just want to say the letter we provided for the TED screen is really the letter from.
Did they make the flight okay, or? Good. LAX is always weird, man. Oh, so they wouldn't. Oh. And the passport's not good enough? Oh, go ahead, go ahead. Passport's not good enough? If it's cheaper, they'll do it. They'll drive from San Diego there.
All right, we're ready to call to order our joint meeting of the City Council, successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, Public Finance Authority, Public Utility Authority, Housing Authority, Paris Joint Powers Authority, and the Paris Community Economic Development Corporation of the City of Paris this Tuesday, August 26, 2025, at 6:47 p.m. Madam Clerk, can we have roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilmember Corona.
Present?
Mayor Pro Tem Rab.
Here.
Councilmember Vallejo.
Here.
Councilmember Nava.
Present.
Mayor Vargas.
Present, thank you. Item 3 is our invocation, which will be led by a member of the U-Turn for Christ. I believe Pastor Brown's not going to be here with us this evening. And if you remain standing for item 4, which is our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Councilmember Corona.
Thank you, Mayor Vargas. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of gathering here in service to our city. We ask for guidance on this assembly as they carry out responsibilities entrusted to them. Grant them clear minds, steady hearts, and a spirit of cooperation and unity. Help them to make decisions with wisdom and fairness, always seeking the best for those they represent. May their actions be guided by honesty, integrity, and a true desire to do what is right. We pray you would bless our community, the families, the co-workers, and all who call the city home. Protect all those who serve in every capacity, and we pray that you would bless and provide for those in need. Pray your blessing now on this meeting, and we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
All righty, thank you. Item 5 is a report on closed session items. City Attorney Soltani.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to discuss 3 cases. No reportable action was taken. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2 to discuss 2 cases and also subsequent need item that was added. No reportable action on any of those. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 regarding real property negotiations, no reportable action, and the council did not get to the public employee evaluation, and it has been continued to the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 6 is presentations and announcements. 6A is recognition of the Junior Master Gardeners. This will be given by our Director of Public Services, Sabrina Chavez.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. Public Health Supervisor Emmanuel Marquez will be presenting this item.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, and city staff. It's with great pleasure that the Public Services Department present the 2025 Junior Master Gardeners, Level 1 and Level 2. This summer, a total of 24 youth completed the 8-week series, and 2 certified leads from last year's cohort returned to volunteer and lend their expertise to the program. These youth successfully developed their skills in horticulture, urban farming, community building, and they successfully restored the beds at the Paris Green City Farm, as well as assisted to pack backpacks for our very first successful Pack a Smile food backpack giveaway this past month. Students also had an opportunity to visit Lake Paris, the Lake Paris Museum and the Western Science Center, and discovered the importance of our environment as it relates to horticulture. I'm honored to share the passion and efforts that our students put in this summer and how they shape and influence the future of Paris. And with that, I'd like to invite Kimberly Perez, a certified Level 1 Junior Master Gardener, who's going to share her experience of the program.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Kimberly Perez. I just started 7th grade, and over the summer, I attended the City of Paris Level 1 Junior Master Gardening Program. We learned a lot of interesting topics, such as what a plant needs and the water cycle. We also learned about seeing things from a different perspective, like a bee's point of view and the impact they have on a garden. Also, we all worked on a community service project at the Paris Green City Farm, where we restored and painted the raised garden beds, applying multiple coats of weather-resistant paint to protect the wood from weathering. In conclusion, the program gave me a better understanding of gardening techniques that I can use in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. And I'd also like to invite Ethan Ibarra, who is a certified Level 2 Junior Master Gardener and returned for his 2nd year. He's going to share his experience.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Ethan Ibarra. I am 11 years old, and I have just started 6th grade at California Military Institute. Over the summer, I had the pleasure to join the City of Paris Level 2 Junior Master Gardener Program. Over the summer, I had the pleasure to join the City of Paris Level 2 Junior Master Gardener Program. We learned a lot of interesting topics such as soil culture and structure and how plants grow. We also learned about soil improvements and other topics like plant pots. We also went on a field trip to the Yahiki Regional Museum at Lake Perris State Recreation Area, the Western Science Center, and the Land Canyon landfill, where we explored exhibits and learned the importance of composting and recycling in our community. We also had the opportunity to work on a community service project for the Mayor's Alliance to End Childhood Hunger, in which we helped prepare over 600 backpacks for the Pack a Smile backpack giveaway. Overall, this program gave me a great understanding of the importance of plants for my environment and has greatly expanded my knowledge of horticulture, and I hope we'll plan to use this knowledge I learned in the near future. I hope other kids have the opportunity to join the City of Paris Junior Master Gardening Program in the future. I enjoyed this program very much, and I hope others did and will enjoy it as well. Thank you for inviting me to this council meeting with you all, and have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you.
And with that, I'd like to invite you guys for certificates and a photo op.
Thank you.
Council, can you come stand on this side? We're going to bring the kids this way. There's about 20 certificates. So they'll go mayor right here, the four of you, and we'll start coming down three.
Leads that's here. So I'll hand them to you one at a time and just let you go 1, 2, 3.
All right, good evening, everybody. We got quite a few certificates to give out, so I'm going to read off what this is. The first one is for our Level 1 Junior Masters. I'm going to read off what one certificate reads, and then we'll call the names after that, so we don't have to repeat the same certificate. So the certificate for the Level 1 gardeners is going to read 2025 Junior Master Gardener Summer Program, Certified Junior Master Gardener Level 1. May it be known that the Office of the Mayor and the City Council hereby recognize Kimberly Perez, this is our first recipient, for her commitment to positively contribute to her community and successfully complete the Junior Masters Gardener Summer Program, presented on this 26th day of August 2025. So Kimberly, come on up. Aiden Apodaca. Elijah Apodaca. Hey, little man. I get this. Jason Arredondo. Mateo Corona. Carmona. King Richard Delgado. Genesis Flores. Ryan Goucher. Camelia Perez. Ariel Ponce. Abel Rodriguez. Aubrey Rodriguez. Harley Ross. Adrian Vargas. No relation. Congratulations. This is moving on to our level 2 gardeners, which means this is their second year, correct? Ethan Ibarra. Zella Allen. Bruce Allen. Annabella Breseno. Sebastian Hernandez. Asher Howard. Dania Perez. Sheila Puentes. Ethan Verdugo. Okay, here's a special one. It's the only one we have. This is for Alejandro Flores, who is Alejandro is our 2025 Junior Master Gardener Summer Program Certified JMG Volunteer Leader. This is his third year with us. Congratulations. Okay, now we're going to take a group photo with everybody, with the council. We're going to let our city photographer take a picture, and then parents, please come up. Don't take the picture from back there. You're welcome to come all the way up front, and this way you get a good capture of your child. All right, before we let our junior gardeners go, we're going to give a chance for council to make any comments. So council, please cue in if you want to speak. And we'll start with Mayor Pro Tem Rab.
Yes, just want to congratulate all the awardees and recipients. Want to congratulate you on finishing a successful program. Hopefully take those skills and use them throughout your life to grow different vegetables and different fruits. And also want to congratulate the parents for getting your kids out of the house and interacting with each other and really learning new skills. So just thank you for participating. We hope to see you guys next year.
Councilwoman Nava.
Thank you to all the participants for allowing us to enjoy you. I see you at the garden, and I'm always so jealous. I wish I could join you on and have some of that fun. But all the while, I hope you really enjoyed the program. I hope the parents really see their children gain much from this program. And also a great thank you to our staff who is tirelessly working to prepare and organize in order to provide the best for our youth. So thank you so much.
Councilwoman Vallejo.
Congratulations to all the students. I think gardening is such an amazing tools to learn. Please teach us all one day because I don't think we know how to garden. But I thank you parents a lot because it's these programs that staff and us are really passionate about and we really care a lot. So thank you for being more involved into the community. Thank you.
And Councilman Corona.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, a big, you know, a great job to all the participants of the program. You know, it's a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. You know, whether you're 5 years old, which some of our participants were, all the way up to 95 years old. You know, it's so important to learn how to garden and to grow your own food. So big congratulations to you all, to the parents. Great job for you know, bringing your children to this program, and a big thank you to the staff. Thank you.
All righty. So big congratulations to all you young boys and girls, and I hope you stick around the program and join your partner there. Your lead person to do his third year already is awesome. And it's been said, but parents, your support is greatly appreciated as well. I know it takes a lot. You know, some of you have more than just one child, so you're probably running around town and having to drop them off here. We do appreciate that. And hopefully someday some of you kids will be in your schools and participate in the mayor's challenge with my romaine lettuce challenge during our health fair. So hope to see you soon. All right, congratulations. We'll pause for a few minutes. I'll let you guys leave with your parents. Can we get staff to remove the reserve signs? Leave the front rows still reserved, though. Just everything from the second row back. Second row back. Leave the first row there. Thank you. Speakers. All right, we're going to move on. Item 7 is our Youth Advisory Committee communications. This will be given by Shania de las Alas, our Vice President. I didn't pronounce that right, huh? How do you pronounce your first name?
Shayna.
Shayna. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, and city staff. My name is Shayna de las Alas, and I am honored to serve as the 2025 to 2026 Vice President of the Youth Advisory Committee, YAC. To begin, I'd like to share some exciting updates about our upcoming events. Our next YAC meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 2, from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Council Chambers. We encourage all youth to attend our meetings for updates on future events. Following that, we will host our next open mic night at the Statler Youth Center on Friday, September 5 from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We invite everyone to come out and support local youth talent. Next, we will also participate in the Saturday, September 6 CPR class for our YAC members who are not yet certified in CPR. Lastly, we look forward to introducing ourselves at the September 9 council meeting. As always, we encourage the community to stay safe and stay connected. Be sure to follow us on social media at Paris YAC for updates on all our upcoming programs and events. Thank you for your time and continued support. We truly value your partnership in helping make Paris a great place for youth and families. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayna. Item 8 is our public comment. This is the time when any member of the public may bring a matter to the attention of the mayor and the city council that is within our jurisdiction of our city council that is not listed on our agenda. And they will allow for 3 minutes. Madam Clerk, do you have a request to speak?
Yes, sir. Magda Stewart.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. I am Magda Stewart, CEO of the Trauma Intervention Programs of Riverside County, also known as TIP. And for the benefit of those in the audience that don't know who we are a nonprofit organization of specially trained volunteers who respond to trauma scenes at the request of first responders. And our job on scene is to provide emotional and practical support to survivors on scene. I am here tonight just to say thank you to all of you in the city, as well as the first responders in Paris, for the continued partnership and support throughout the years. And to remind everybody here that we do have our Heroes with Heart Awards dinner coming up October 3rd. I know that some of you in the city will be attending. We do have a nominee from the Sheriff's Department. I know the captain is here, and I don't believe he's aware of that just yet. But also, I wanted to remind the citizens of Paris that we're always looking for volunteers, and we do have a training academy that starts October 9th. Anyone interested in volunteering and working directly with our first responder partners can go on to tiprivco.org. That's TIPRIVCO.org and register there to be volunteers. And I just want to say, when you do come to the event, last year I didn't get a chance to stop at the table and say hi. By the time I got to the table, some of you were gone, so please make sure that you say hello when you're there on the 3rd. We look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Magda.
Glenn Cremins.
I don't know if there's that many. Do we have a few more?
6 total.
So if you know you're speaking on this open period right now, if you can come up and wait in front where it's reserved, this way you're ready to go next. Go ahead and call their names. Give me a second, Glenn. Call their names out, please.
Alex Mesa. Lupe Gomez. Ashley. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, Glenn, go ahead.
Mayor, City Council members, July 29th, I spoke to you about HDL Company in a letter I received about landlords having to have a business license, City of Paris. After speaking to your representatives, I mailed my application in, and to my horror, I got an invoice back for $616. They went all the way back to 2022 for something no one knew about. And then I reached out again, and Veronica Aranas reviewed my invoice and lowered it to $416, which I really appreciate. That was taking off $50 a year penalties for a total $200, of course. And then I'm still wondering when you guys actually voted to hire this company, HDL, from Fresno, that can surprise people with these outstanding invoices that should not be levied after so many years. I reached out to HDL, and a guy named Angel, no last name, gave me, he says, it's the taxpayer representative to know about something that was supposedly enacted either in 1986 or 1995, I don't know which, and we didn't even close escrow on our property we purchased until 1996. So it's been 40 years. This has been on the books supposedly, and no one knew about it. How can they go back 4 years and penalize people that rent out their property to businesses that actually have business license to conduct their business? And I just don't feel it's right. So for the three questions I need to know is, when were they hired? When you guys voted on them to be hired? And how can they go back and that far and penalize people? And I'm not speaking just for myself. I'm speaking for other property owners that are being penalized by this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jerry Sepulveda.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Council, and staff. Just wanted to give a quick update. We just had our State of the Chamber event, and we want to thank everyone that did attend our event. We had over 110 individuals attend our award ceremony, so thank you, Councilwoman Vallejo and Mayor Vargas, for representing the entire council. So thank you for attending. One of the announcements we do have is this Thursday, we have a ribbon cutting for batting cages, Boomtown batting cages at 10 a.m. So just follow us on our Instagram to make sure if you're able to attend in the morning at 10 a.m. here off of 4th Street. And then also on the 5th, we are having another ribbon cutting for the Derby Room's 5th year anniversary being in business in Paris. So that's going to be on the 5th at 11 a.m. at the Derby Room. So thank you again, and definitely look forward to more to discuss. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Alex Mesa.
I'll say what I can here. Good evening, council members and staff. What I'm saying today should have been said by many who never got the chance to express themselves in time, and I want what I say to not end up in vain, even if some of you consider it hyperbole, because whether you recognize it or not, this can put a target on someone's back in an age of growing institutional complacency and unaccountability. It is true that on July 29th, there was some discussion surrounding Measure V to acquire a drone on contract with thermal imaging and other tricks, pitched as a first responder in documents virtually no one knew to look at. That discussion was quite limited to justifying the cost, saying an already inconvenient but temporary expense was going to end, so that's where the money can come from. It is clearly way more than a temporary cost in the making now, unlike that campus officer deal. We must face it, police do not ask to have drones taken back. They lobby for 5 more years and eventually to put weapons on them in time. You opened quite a door on the 29th. who's to say we won't just walk deeper in the room now? What should have really been going through our heads then was, isn't this a sore lack of input from community members relative to how this changes things for the whole city, maybe for my own family? Anything you allow on this drone can come down on your friends and family in the right, or I should say wrong situation. The only oversight and real limits are the ones you implement as the holders of the purse strings. If local districts say don't get their act together, I know some of us are that fed up, and they should get it together, but if they don't, if they cross their arms any length of time, and the situation degrades on campus, might the city want a rule that says, for example, you shouldn't sick the new drone on a middle schooler? And say a first responder drone actually responds first. Can the drone operator refuse to state name and badge number? Is that anywhere? With community input, you start hitting on real concerns that are practical because they come from another perspective, the one that matters in representative democracy. Don't lose sight of the fact this is a republic. Res publica means public matter. This public body should be mindful of those that elected them. Without their active input, I saw a lack of will to scrutiny, introspection, a healthy dose of skepticism here. You have to hear a constituent out when it impacts their daily life long term like this, and you have to do it a couple times. Not settling for selling points of a company that will say whatever they need to these days. We can't rely too much on the view of the minority who wish to deploy this around citizens. God's truth is not all of those detained are guilty, and the issue could be exacerbated with this technology. Without adequate oversight, it's highly possible you are enabling more litigation than we would have by putting that money somewhere that's not a shiny frontier beckoning you into new major expenditures. Now, if you had had more public input, it could have been pushed more in the direction of transparency, accountability as a discussion. Those aren't buzzwords, they're values. If they were just words, you wouldn't have felt compelled to implement a good neighbor policy. And rather than impacting homes 100 feet from a development, this is something impacting the whole area. People can say, well, other cities are going along. They're not being picky. But you can't wash your hands by pointing out someone else's bad choice. And I have to say, we start these meetings in prayer. So if we also want to talk about personal responsibility, I think that for the Lord's sake, you can consult on your own time with the reality that if you don't regulate or reject this, you will usher in something right out of...
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Lupe Gomez.
Good evening, staff, city council, and residents this evening. I wanted to bring to the attention once again, because this is brought up to the Economic Development Department Committee a few months ago in regards to the Bi-Lo wholesale facility that is on San Jacinto and Redlands Boulevard. That facility, that entire area is a commercial zoned area. It is being used as a warehouse. Today, I drove by and there were many idling diesel trucks, some of them with the back of the box open, queuing and waiting to be let in, to be, I guess they're waiting to, not to release, but to be packed and ready to go. And so I brought this up before. This is an issue. I understand that San Jacinto at this point is still a truck route. However, this is operating, it's non-compliant operations here in the city of Paris. I have brought this up again several times. If we continue to allow businesses to come into our city and work non-compliant operating in our city, they will continue to not take us seriously and operate within the parameters that the city has placed. That is something that I really wanted the council to pay attention to. Another thing that I also wanted to bring to the attention of the city council is that you understand that I have my own platform on social media. They are my opinions, and I am allowed to disagree or agree with the way that our elected officials vote and the way that they express their vote. I do not edit for content. I take facts off of the website and I use them to help our residents understand what is going on during our city council meetings. You all have voted, agreed, and disagreed, but I do not appreciate that our elected officials take onto social media to message other community platforms in the city of Paris and shame them, call them hypocrites on the record and tell them to remove posts that they have the right to express their freedom of speech. You all have my phone number. You all have my email address. And I am open and available to have a perfectly good conversation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, for clarification, Ms. Gomez, with the, you mentioned a warehouse on Sanderson or Redlands. Which corner?
It's the exact location is the Buy Low, BUYLOW wholesale.
So you're saying that's a warehouse?
It's being used
At
as
the old Kmart?
The old
Go
boat,
Kmart.
the old boat place.
Okay.
the old boat place,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Ashley.
Hello, council and city staff. My name is Ashley. I'm here representing Rise Paris Pride, LGBTQ plus organization that serves the Paris area. Just wanted to, it's because it's been a while, I wasn't able to come to the last meeting, wanted to say we had a mutual aid event called Rooted in Revolution that was on July 27th. We gave out free food and it was incredible. A lot of people really appreciated it and there was a lot of hungry people who needed it, including we had dog food as well. We had lots of resources and tables and free books for kids. It was a really nice time and keep an eye out for more mutual events from us. Our next public meeting for our LGBTQ safe space at the library is going to be this Saturday at 2:30. Following our meeting, after it ends at 4:30, we are going to be traveling with many of us to Temecula Duck Park for a demonstration. It is going to support local trans youth in schools. I'm actually friends with the mother of the child who was bullied by the President of the United States because she was in track in a in the Riverside area, and even recently, Orange Vista High apparently had their volleyball team cancel. We're just wondering where that came from and who made that decision. That still hasn't come out, just because she was participating, and we find that unfair. And her treatment has been atrocious. So because I wasn't able to come to the last meeting, I was also disappointed that I couldn't say anything about the approval of drones. I do not believe that more policing increases community safety. I believe that funding and supporting the community with necessary things like food pantries or more after-school programs, implementing rent control, perhaps. So bringing that up, I'm also anxious for the next Ways and Means Committee meeting. I was wondering when that was going to show up on the calendar. I know that it's supposed to be coming regularly on the last Thursdays, but it hasn't always happened that way. So I'm just wondering where that's going because we've been working for rent control for quite a while now. I also want to mention that if you see ICE agents or Border Patrol, you should call 909-361-4588. That is IC4IJ, the Rapid Response Hotline, so they can help people in their time of need immediately. And lastly, very quick, I do want to thank the City Council, Mayor Vargas, for allowing us to have a Pride Proclamation in June. I know we haven't seen each other since then, so I want to thank you very much again for recognizing us. And I want to thank Elizabeth again for fighting and having the foresight to protect our future from developments. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is all.
Thank you. All right, moving on, item 9 is approval of minutes. 9A is consideration to approve the minutes of the regular joint meeting held on July 29, 2025 of the City Council and all the other entities as listed on our agenda. Council, nobody has any comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Councilman Corona, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
Five oh, motion approved.
Thank you. 9B is consideration to approve the minutes of the special joint meeting held on August 16, 2025 of the City Council and all the entities as listed on our agenda. Council, nobody has any questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve. A motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Corona. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Item 10 is our consent calendar item. Calendar items are normally enacted in one motion. The mayor or the city council may remove a consent calendar item for a separate action. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes. I will be pulling item 10M, I believe. M is being pulled as the applicant has requested for the item to be pulled. The issue is not needed anymore. Anybody have anything else they would like to pull for the discussion or comment?
Yes, if I could pull item Q for a separate discussion / vote. Possible.
Anybody else?
Yes, Mayor, if I may pull item 10J for separate vote.
Just for a separate vote?
Yes.
Anybody else? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak on this item?
Yes, sir. I actually do have a request for 10J, so we'll hold off on that, and 10Q. So for item 10K, Ashley B.
Hi there. So I noticed and I saw the discussion. Gosh, I watched the whole city council meeting from the 29th right before this meeting right now. Well, I don't know why I did that. That was pretty rough on me. And I'm going to sit through this one. I just wanted to share my opinion that I think that this item is just kind of a waste of time. I hear that certain that members of the public have expressed displeasure with marijuana advertisements on the 215. What I wanted to point out was why just those? Because it's not just those. There's a lot of billboards that are on the 215 between here and Moreno Valley, which I've seen a lot, which are questionable in language, honestly. As far as like content, I mean, there is the casinos. There is the one that says F you bully. There's the one that says your wife is hot. I think there's a brand new one. It says something like Jesus isn't God. You know, there's some wild billboards that are already up, and is cannabis the only one that's being targeted? You know, I think that, you know, it still can be a free speech issue. I think that you can still just talk to each one of those businesses. You know where they are. They advertise it. You know, they're right there. Maybe there's something that could have been done in the midterm to help, because otherwise, you know, it's good tax revenue. It's going to help us, and, you know, it's one of the reasons why I really like Paris. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. The other two are just for the ones that have been pulled?
Correct.
All right, so I'm looking for a motion for 10A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, N as in Nancy, O, P, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. I have a motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Corona. Please call the vote.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go in order. So 10J is consideration to adopt the second reading of a proposed ordinance number 1459. This is for a separate vote. And that, do we have a speaker on that one?
Ashley B.
Hello again. So in what I had just last said, I watched the last city council meeting in full before this one because I really wanted to understand what was going on with this and the public discourse surrounding it. I had to watch it in full to really see the context and understand what was being said and what was being discussed. And from a layperson, I just want to put out my understanding is that the ordinance will help out for restrictions on future building, even though, as far as I'm concerned, most of you are already against warehouses. So I'm not concerned about new warehouses being approved by the city council. But in the event of a future city council wanting to approve warehouses, there will be more hurdles for them. That is how I took it. That's how I understand it. And so I don't have a problem with it. I'm here saying that's fine. We don't know what our future is going to be like. If we can put the hurdles up to help protect, warehouses from being developed inappropriately, let's do it. And then while we're here, also not vote for warehouses. I think there's two different approaches. There's the now and then there's the later. So I really appreciate that the council is even considering these things and that there is lots of discussion being held about it and that the clarification, even though it was a poker game, that there was clarification happening and that it did happen. And later on, city council member had even further clarified. And so that's all appreciated. Thank you very much. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Ashley. Anybody else?
No, sir.
All right, council, that was just pulled for a separate vote. I need a motion. Or anybody has any comments?
Mayor, if I may, I requested to pull for a separate vote, but given that we had public comment, I just wanted to add a few additional comments and perhaps staff could help clarify a little bit more, even though we already discussed this during the last meeting. For example, we've been mentioning the applicant that is interested in this ordinance. A vote against this would lead that applicant. What are the next steps for the applicant, if you could clarify?
So the way it's proposed as a second reading is with the amendments per the direction of the council majority at the last meeting, which this no net loss ordinance does not apply to industrial warehouse or distribution facilities.
Okay. So that's not even a discussion, right? I just wanted to clarify that for the public.
It excludes, they're not eligible for this no net loss ordinance.
Perfect, okay. I hope that clarifies a little bit more for any residents out there who still had some questions. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Corona?
Yeah, can you clarify who does it apply to? If it doesn't apply to warehouses and distribution.
Good idea. Yes, it only applies to commercial, manufacturing, and business park uses.
It allows for,
To reallocate anytime they're rezoning residential land to commercial, manufacturing, or business park.
But also for clarification, if say a manufacturer wants to go there and the council still doesn't think it's the best fit, but they've reallocated the land and everything, the council could still say, no, we don't think it's a good idea. We still think it should be residential.
If there's a rezoning involved, yes, it is it's legislative action.
Okay, thank you.
so that's the beauty of this ordinance. Had it gone the way the staff was recommending, I know some of you up here are just pinpointing to just Tim Howard, Howard Industries. This is for any future development, as even one of our residents has indicated. And anytime that if you don't have it in place, then you can't use the tool, which could benefit us and benefit the community. It's not just specific for one organization. This is for any project that may come before us or the next council thereafter. And it doesn't grant them an automatic approval. They still have to vet it through the process, and the council still has to approve, but at least gives them the opportunity to utilize that tool for that no net loss to move homes from one place to another. You're not losing the home, you're just moving them home. So, anybody else?
Yeah.
Hold on, Councilwoman Vallejo.
Yes, and that is just what I just wanted to quickly clarify really a bit. It's just, I was more just concerned of the housing. I just felt like the housing aspect was just I felt like it wasn't worded well to where it could help the housing developers. That's all what I was talking about. Everything else I agree with. It's just the housing component that I'm like, that same cycle doesn't make sense for the future. But that was just my point on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Councilman Corona?
Yeah, for clarification, I think what the majority of the council stated at that time, at the last meeting, was that we are open to manufacturing, to commercial, for business park. So we're open to that. We're not open to warehousing and distribution centers, right? That's not even an option. So, I mean, by voting yes on this is saying that you're open to it. Now I know there's some issues with the housing thing, and I think you made that clear, Councilwoman Vallejo. But I can tell you that I've never seen any industrial warehouse, anybody voluntarily want to build houses. I mean, it's never, no. We've never had houses be built at the with the warehouses kind of bringing it. So I think in that I do understand what you're saying. I just don't see it in the near future. Maybe another council in far away from now, they could probably kind of maybe clarify it, but I don't see it happening. So I think for the purposes of today and for the near future, I think what we have in place is probably the best thing we have.
Councilman Corona? I mean,
That's it.
Mayor Pro Tem?
I withdrew my comment.
Okay. All right, I'm looking for, I have a motion already, Councilwoman Nava, and second by Mayor Pro Tem Rab. Please call the vote.
Corona, Rab, Nava, yes. Vallejo, Vargas, no.
Thank you. The motion passes. Item 10M, pulled by, the applicant, that's already pulled. Q, item Q, Mr. Corona?
Yeah, I did read this item. For first discussing this item with those that were involved, I was under the impression it was going to be for 1 year. I saw the agenda; it's for 2 years. So I think with just us doing it the first year ever, I think it's important that we do see results. I'm not opposed to it. I'm actually in agreement with it. I think we do need to work with our chamber, but we need to have accountability in there. I know the chamber has done a great job. They had an event. The event was successful. But I know there's kind of some changes on there, and hopefully they get more stable. So if we could just, I just want to modify it to doing it for 1 year. So that's the only change I want. So if, do I have the motion to change it to 1 year? Okay, so I just want a motion to change it from 2 years to 1 year. That's it.
All right, let me finish any comments before we go on. Anybody else want to comment on this? All right, looking for a second on that? You want to hit motion? Yes, we do have some public comment. Hang.
I'm going to withdraw that.
All right. Madam Clerk, you said we did have some public comment.
Yes, sir. Lupe Gomez.
Had I fallen asleep, I would have missed it. I sent an email earlier to the city council, the mayor, the city manager, and the city attorney as well, and the director of economic development. And I want to read it so that it's for public record. Dear Clara Miramontes, Sunny Soltani, Mayor and Council, I'm transmitting the attached proposed red line additions, Paris Valley Chamber Agreement 2025. I submitted additional red line additions. In the city's agreement with the Paris Valley Chamber, these additions focus on accountability, financial transparency, and a zero-tolerance non-discrimination clause. Separately and importantly, I want to memorialize that earlier this year, on May 2025, I submitted or forwarded allegations of religious discrimination and harassment reportedly involving Chamber President Jerry Sepulveda and certain Chamber staff. These discriminatory acts were not directed externally, but were alleged to have been committed against the chamber's own members on the basis of religion. To my knowledge, these allegations were never fully investigated and no written findings have been provided to me or made part of the record. Given the seriousness of these allegations and the city's proposed contractual relationship with the chamber, I respectfully request the following. 1, independent investigation. That the city engage an independent, neutral investigator to conduct a prompt, thorough, and impartial investigation into the previously submitted allegations of religious discrimination against chamber members and any related conduct that may come to light. 2, document preservation litigation hold. That a document preservation notice be issued to relevant city personnel and to the chamber, including officers, staff, and contractors, to preserve emails, messages, social media communications, text, chats, logs, calendars, and documents potentially relevant to these allegations. 3, anti-retaliation assurances. That written notice be provided confirming that retaliation is prohibited under the Civil Rights Act and California Fair Employment and Housing Act, and that any retaliation against complainants or witnesses will be treated as separate serious violation. Public accountability and transparency. Please clarify how the investigation record will be handled in compliance with the California Public Records Act. Interim contract safeguards. Pending the outcome, include the chamber agreement, the attached non-discrimination disclosure of past findings, allegations, performance review, and termination for cause provisions as conditions of payment and continued performance. For convenience, I attached the proposed red line provisions to the agreement, which include a strengthened covenant against discrimination, covering race, color, religion, creed, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, national origin, ancestry, age, disability, medical condition, and other protected classes. A requirement that the chamber disclose past or pending.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Your time's up. Anybody else?
No, sir.
All right, looking for a motion with the amendment of a 1-year limitation?
Or 1 year.
Is that the proper terminology? City Attorney?
Yes, sorry.
I have a motion by Councilman Corona, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
Five oh, motion approved.
Thank you. I believe that was it for the consent calendar items. Item 11 is our public hearings. 11A is consideration to adopt proposed resolution number next in order of a resolution of necessity to acquire easement interest in a non-residential property to install the master drainage plan facility, lateral B-8, associated with the development of partial map 38259. The proposed resolution number next in order is entitled, "A Resolution of Necessity of the City Council of the City of Paris, California, finding that determining that the public interest and necessity require the acquisition of easement interest in certain real property, APN numbers 294-200-006 and 294-200-2007, for the purpose of flood control." This will be introduced by our city engineer, Mr. John Porcozini.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The subject easement is for installation of a master plan drainage facility. It's actually a 6x8 reinforced concrete box that is going to take a load off an existing storm drain system, and it would allow mitigate the areas north of Harley Knox and west of the March Base, Air Force Base, to mitigate the drainage in that area. And I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Wonderful. It's an 8-foot
6 by
culvert,
8.
6x8 culvert. That's huge.
Yes.
Very good. All right. At this time, Council, if you don't have any quick questions, I'm going to go ahead and open up the public hearing at 7:51. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak on this matter?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this matter? Going to close the public hearing at 7:51. And back to the dais. Anybody have any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion on the resolution. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rab, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Item 12 is a business item. 12A, consideration to designate a city council member voting delegate and up to 2 alternates for the League of California Cities, also known as Cal Cities, annual conference being held October 8th, 2025 to October 10th, 2025 in Long Beach, California. And this will be introduced by our assistant city manager. Thought I promoted you, huh? Wendell Bucktie.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Yeah, this, as Mayor mentioned, this is the League of California Cities annual conference, October 8th through 10th in Long Beach. The league members consider and act on resolutions that establish league policy. The city council must designate a voting delegate and 2 alternates, and I will bring it back to the dais for discussion.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak on this item?
No, sir.
Very good. Council, comments, questions, or suggestions, nominations?
Yes, Mayor. If you, I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Viejo as the voting delegate. I think it's important that we have a fresh perspective on these issues, and I think that she'll do an excellent job as a delegate representing our city.
Can we do both, please? You have a, what's the terminology for the second one? An alternate?
Alternate. I would also nominate.
You're not yourself? Thank you.
Okay, I'll be the alternate.
I think that's a good one. All right, is there a second? I'll second it. I can't do it. The motion is by, you have to hit motion.
Oh.
Go ahead and do second if you want.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. All right. All right, call the vote, please. Thank you, Ms. Vallejo, for taking that off my back. All right, 12B,
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. 12B, consideration to establish and appoint 2 city council members to serve on the Multi-Ethanac Road Ad Hoc Committee. And this will be introduced by our assistant city manager, Wendell Bucktie.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so this item is, staff recommends that the formation of the Ethanac Road Ad Hoc Committee, also to appoint the mayor and District 4 council member, which Ethanac lies on, Councilman Malcolm Corona. So the committee is going to be tasked to negotiate the terms of the MOU related to development along the corridor of Ethanac and request the approval for this item.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment, Madam Clerk?
No, sir.
All right, council, looking for a motion or comment, suggestion. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rab, second by Councilwoman Nava to, they're motioning the staff's recommendation for the mayor to serve on the ad hoc along with Councilman Corona. Call the vote, please.
Five oh, motion approved.
Thank you. All right, takes us to item 13, council communications. If I can find my notes here. I do this every time. Councilwoman Vallejo.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to start off by saying me and the mayor did have a great time for the State of the Chamber event. Jerry and the Chamber team did a really good job putting this whole event together. It looks really nice, so I can't wait for the next State of the City. I am very excited, and we networked and met with a lot of other businesses and a lot of other individuals. Now we're working with staff to see if this is something we can implement, to implement more opportunities, more jobs. So I'm very excited about that event. It was great. I also want to mention to everyone is regarding the no net loss ordinance, I will say it is a very confusing agenda item. It's very confusing, but I will say that I do respect the different perspectives from my council and also for Planning Commission. And it's completely okay to have different views as long as we work towards a solution. And that's why I commend my council and staff too, because whether we disagree, we still come together and we still respect each other very well. And I am learning a lot from them that we are just here to make the city better. I also would like to just say to the community, please don't listen to any misinformation. If you see something online, and even if you question it, or even if something just doesn't seem right and you're confused, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to clarify what's really going on. I kind of want to start like this movement of please don't pay attention to anything online with what anybody says, because it's always some biased point of view. But we are always open to questions to clarify, and you guys have a really good counsel too with them by just asking questions. So I always like to clarify people what something means, because politics is very hard to understand. Even I'm trying to learn from that. And I also would like to thank everyone here to really took the time to participate, listening or speaking about all this. And I do believe that this can be a new step towards a more united and connected city where we all respect each other, and we are just here to move forward for the betterment of the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Corona?
Thank you, Mayor. I do want to start out by acknowledging the Public Works Department. Great job on your efforts yesterday. I mean, we got a heavy storm, and what's weird, it was just in certain parts. You know, in my neighborhood, I didn't get a single drop, and I was kind of jealous because it was very hot where I'm at. But but also the people like you know where my mother lives in the center of the city, you know, right around Nuevo and Redlands. That it seemed like it was all just centered right there. And I mean, there was a big downpour for more than an hour, and there was just a lot of water in a small amount of time. And you know, I you know, if we could take a look and see, I know some areas they seem to have more flooding here and there, so we could kind of take a look and see around that area, right around Redlands and Mildred and stuff like that. But you know, driving through it today, you couldn't even tell that they got any water. So you know, just great job with the trees too, the brand new trees, and it was tough to see those knocked over. So just great job. I did attend with the mayor over the weekend AYSO event. So they got a storm a little bit there too. So but you know, they kind of paused for a little bit, and then you know they went back, and it was just a great event. And then Comic-Con, I want to thank our staff for setting that off, for doing that. It was a great job. You know, I spent more money than I anticipated to spend over there. And then so you know, I thought it was just a great event, and you know, hopefully we bring it back next year, find out what worked, what didn't work. And you know, I guess going back to AY, so you know, now's the time where kids are going back to school, so it's important that you kind of get them involved in something if you can, right? I mean, there's so many youth sports around, right? You know, I'm not trying to just hype up AYSO, but also other soccer leagues in our city. There's football, there's baseball. Our city does a lot of events as well too. There's martial arts as well too. We now have a jiu-jitsu location down south near Ethernet called Checkmat Paris. There's USK, that's Taekwondo. There's a martial arts place in the north called Rochland MMA, and then also I can't forget about P-Town Boxing. So there's a wealth of options out there, whether it's martial arts or just sports in general. So I definitely encourage the parents to look into that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. I too just wanted to take a moment to thank all our public speakers who took the time to participate in today's meeting. And a great thank you to everyone who attended ParisCon. I came and went. It was a long event, but all the while, a great thank you to everyone who made it successful. And of course, we can't leave out our staff for making it such a great event. And those are all my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Councilman Viejo?
No, she started us off.
Sure did. I apologize 110%. It's been a long day. I'd like to first acknowledge I had the opportunity to attend Bethel AME's Four Seasons event with Mayor Vargas. That event recognized members of Bethel AME Church here in Paris over the age of 80. We had several people in their 80s, a few in their 90s, so they were able to be acknowledged and be congratulated in making that milestone. Well, I'd also like to thank staff for putting on a very great Paris Comic-Con. The whole council managed to attend the event early on, and it was just a well-attended event and a lot of great booths, great merchandise that was being sold there. I'd like to thank Public Works for looking into an item I had brought up a few months ago regarding, if you're familiar with the cemetery, Ruby Road ends on Mildred, and it ends right there. And I know Public Works has been working with the cemetery, possibly developing an exit and an entrance into that area. If you've had relatives or internments recently, you recognize trying to get in and out of that cemetery on Paris Boulevard, especially if you're trying to make that left to go into downtown, it's kind of a bad location. So I think mitigating that, taking the traffic out through Mildred, and then you could make the left at the light on Mildred or go down to Redlands would actually help facilitate traffic. So I really want to thank Public Works for that. While we're on that topic, I'd also like to direct staff, Public Works staff, to contact Caltrans. I know they're fixing up a lot of the exits, putting down mulch, putting down new trees on Ramona, on Nuevo, on 4th Street. When you get off of the freeway on 4th Street and you make the right by Casa Jimenez, there's a gravel bed. Right by the gravel bed, there's some dirt in that area. And I believe Caltrans is over the maintenance of that. If they are, can we contact them to see if there's any plans to maybe put some a weed barrier down with additional mulch? It's right there. You come out of Jimenez, there's that thing. And if you're coming, like that's the exit I use every day because I live in downtown. You see that every single day. And I think that would really liven up and spruce up that area. One other thing is tree trimming along Murrieta Road. Murrieta Road between Orange down south all the way to Citrus. Those houses that are on the right, if you're going north, they were built 2004, 2005. There's big, beautiful trees there, but they've kind of overgrown on that area. And some of the trees have covered up some of the stop signs. I believe at Atrium and Citrus, you don't really see the stop signs because the trees have kind of covered them up. We can look into maybe bringing those trees down just a little bit. They're very good trees. There's shade down that road. The way they did that was very, very nice. So that was just something I'd like to put on staff's attention. And then the last item is the 4th Street beautification. I know Public Works, we're working on potentially coming forward with the median down 4th Street. I'm not sure if this would be a beautification item or a Public Works item. 4th Street from Park Avenue down to Wilkerson, I would divide it maybe into 3 sections. Park Avenue to C Street, that would be like the north end of the downtown 4th Street area. C Street to Paris Boulevard would be the heart of downtown. You have the district office, the old Tasty Freeze, all those buildings. And then the last section would be from Paris Boulevard down to Wilkerson. You're getting ready to go on the freeway. Just looking at the different businesses there, maybe planting trees along that aisle, because it's a lot of concrete. You know, it's that 60s, 70s kind of aesthetic down there.
If you don't mind, Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like the beautification committee to take that on first.
Okay, I would, if you guys could take that on and
we could pass that on to the staff.
maybe potentially walk it one day when it cools down.
Sure.
To look at that. And with
I like that when it cools down.
Yeah, when it cools down. With that, I'd like to end my public comments, and thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you.
you all the speakers for coming out tonight.
All right, Mayor's Alliance and Childhood Hunger Pack a Smile backpack. You all heard about that. Over 600 backpacks. I mean, it was amazing. The line was wrapped around the gym. And we even ran out of backpacks. We had, fortunately, IEHP had donated 40, 45 or so tote bags. They filled that with goodies. They were given gift cards, both food and from markets from our sponsors. So really big kudos to all our sponsors who joined us on that. Stopped by a Chick-fil-A for breakfast with a cop. I always appreciate that. Senior Scam Stopper. I wanted to thank Officer Senator Sabrina Cervantes for her staff for bringing this presentation down to our seniors. Change of command ceremony for the March Air Base. They seem to change commands quite often, but I went to that again. Had the opportunity to be at the Lions and Panthers social luncheon to start off their season. The Lions being OTF Pop Warner League, and then our Paris Panther High School football team. Mayor Pro Tem mentioned about the Bethel AME. Aurora D. Loreno, his 90th birthday celebration. I was able to go attend and give her a certificate for her 90th birthday. True Care had a stakeholder appreciation event at their facility. Paris Valley Chamber, Good Morning Paris. Assemblymember Jackson was there speaking to our members. Coffee with a Cop at the Nuevo Starbucks. Those are always good events. And then another big one here, MPG Asphalt. That's a local company here, asphalt and supplies and what have you. Very good partnership with this company. They just sponsor any kind of program we can think of. They're always there. Jeff Nelson is the owner, the CEO of the company. He invited me to go to this luncheon. It was, I didn't write down the name, but Roofs to Roads, I believe it's called. So Henry, meaning the Henry Roof Products, they were there. And then, of course, the asphalt, the roads is APG. And I didn't know, but I also received a gift on behalf of the city. I should have brought it, I didn't bring it, but it's a poster board that indicates that MPG Asphalt and Henry are both sponsoring a luncheon for the entire city staff, city employees, by providing a In-N-Out food truck. So I'll be working with, yes. Double doubles, come on. So I'll be working with you, Bryant, and your team and get that organized. Paris Elementary School District Community Resource Room, this is significant. Valverde Unified started theirs first on the north end. It's a community room with the laundry rooms, free laundry facilities for the community, both washing machine and dryers, and the soaps and shampoos, or soaps and the essentials, soaps and softeners. They also have a shopping room, if you will, but it doesn't cost the person anything. They get to go X amount of times a month, and they have clothing in there, shoes, coats, whatever the kids may need, and then even like a pantry with non-perishable items. Well, now, Paris Elementary School District graciously went on their end. So now we've got the south and the north end covered for all our communities. This is awesome. This all goes in line with my Mayor's Alliance and Childhood Hunger. You know, they're doing their things during the school time, and then we come in between that school time. That's what it's all about. So theirs is located, I'm sorry, but Valverde is located in the Mead Valley area, and Paris Elementary is at the TK school, Rob Reiner, help me out here, guys, come on. Anyway, it's down there across the street from our Railway Museum. Fabulous, they got the washing machine and dryer again as well, clothing, and stuff that the people can go shop through, and perishable, non-perishable items for food. So thank you so much for our school districts and Victor Community Service. I went back to Railway Elementary not too long ago for their first day of school for their red carpet welcome. Taco Bell #2 opened. Everybody talked about Paris Con. Sizzling Summer Nights car show at the Railway Museum. That's always a good event. I appreciate it being in the evening. I made it to the Moreno Valley State of the City address along with, we didn't get a table, but they were sold out so fast. I had the opportunity to go as a guest for their mayor's table. We talked about the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce State of the Address, AYSO opening, YAC, and then I made it to YAC Strategic Planning this past weekend. They brought it up already. Kudos to Public Works. We got hit hard on the north end where I live, and on my way in this morning too. The trees were down everywhere, and Public Works, like you said, Councilman Corona, they're already out there working on it. And then the Redlands and San Jacinto issue about that warehouse, it's already on the radar, and I've already seen it as well personally. There are a series of trucks parked there, not the actual tractor truck part, the engines, but trailers. So I already got in touch with code enforcement. There is already a case open on that. They're looking into it because for the sales part of that little store, they should not have that amount of warehouse trailers. So that's already in the works. And then lastly, Bryant, Public Works, if you guys can provide on our bi-weekly an update on our sidewalk repair project, what we've done so far, how much we put into it, where the funds come from and what have you, and maybe a few pictures as well. I'm assuming you have before and after shots, yeah. That's it. Let's move on to item 14, City Manager's Report.
Thank you. Good evening. I have one announcement. The Public Works Department will be hosting a compost giveaway while supplies last for Paris residents on Saturday, September 13th and 27th at Rotary Park between 7:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. That concludes my report.
Very good. And lastly, we are on item 15, adjournment. Unfortunately, we are adjourning this evening in memory of Cesar Salazar, also known as Coach Cesar. This man's been around this community for quite some time. He is the husband of our City of Paris City Clerk, Miss Nancy Salazar, who unfortunately passed away on August 15, 2025. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Nancy, and your family, and may Cesar rest in peace. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, watching on social media or TV. Have a good evening. We'll see you next time.
all of the participants and winners, and thank you to everyone who helped make this year's event such a success. Welcome to Paris Granite Hills. The City of Paris is proud to welcome Granite Hills School, which is a brand new transitional kindergarten through 8th grade campus, to our growing educational landscape. Located at 200 Ethonac Road, the school opened its doors to students on August the 14th, marking an exciting milestone in the city's commitment to fostering educational opportunities. On behalf of all of us here in the Paris community, we want to say welcome and we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming school year. All right, parents, it's time to sign your kids up for Discovery Time. This is a preschool style drop-off class that builds